Round one, fight!
The Grim Reaper Gamers are a 25 and over gaming community with members spanning the globe, playing games across all genres, but our roots are in first-person shooters. Bring your thick skin, drink of choice, and grab your controllers. GRG members are on nightly with official community nights every Wednesday. And now, it's time for the ReaperCast. Hello, everybody. I'm Johnny Hustler, and welcome to the ReaperCast. Let's go around the horn. Without further ado, we got a busy show tonight. To my upper left, I guess it would be if we actually had video, you could see that. The grimmest of all Reapers. He's in an especially great mood this week. Lala Calamari. Jack, how the hell are you? What you drinking? What you playing?
I'm doing fine, I guess. Right now I'm drinking Goose Winter Ale, so sloshing some of that down. And what am I playing? I am playing Battlefield 1 as usual, and I'm messing around with Division and Elder Scrolls again. Elder Scrolls Online.
Back to the grind, huh?
Back to the grind.
All right, to go around the horn even further, third on the list. The co-host that usually makes fun of me, says he's my friend. We don't frickin' know yet. Jammer, how the hell are you? What you playing and what you drinking?
Wait, so I'm the co-host, but I go third?
I mixed it up a little bit.
I talked about my agent. I got to talk to my agent here. This is bullshit.
Hey, Jack paid me better than you did.
That's true.
I'm paying people? Hold on. Wait, what?
Well, they're all signed by cracks, but he said they were. He said you sent it.
I am drinking and gingling, and I'm just wondering, real quick before I tell you what I'm playing. So this is episode 48, correct?
Yes.
So maybe by episode like 95, you'll stop trying to point to where people are on the camera when nobody sees us.
I take you over on that one.
Okay.
Old habits die hard. I still see the video in front of me. It throws me. I mean.
So even though Jack hates movies, I've been on a Star Wars kick with my gaming. He can't satisfy him with movies, but because of Rogue One, I've been playing The Old Republic. And I've been playing Battlefront when I'm actually home on my Xbox, mixed in with some Battlefield here and there just to annoy Jack.
I mean, damn, somebody dug up Battlefront.
I even bought
you didn't even tell me. You didn't even tell me.
Because you probably don't have it downloaded.
I have it downloaded still. I haven't gotten rid of it.
Is Titanfall downloaded?
Yes.
Battlefront's free on
Titanfall
EA
2.
Access.
Wait a minute.
Yes, 2.
Season Pass was on sale for $20. I jumped on that.
Yeah. Still on sale or not?
I don't know. What do you think? I'm a podcast professional? I have my facts? Probably not.
Is he allowed to buy DLC?
Yes.
Johnny? No,
yes.
let's talk about Johnny's. How's that Division DLC doing for you?
Shut up. Got a couple good nights out of it. Moving on.
A couple good
Making his
nights.
return to the show. Probably a hell of a lot warmer than the rest of us. Because he's located in Arizona. Short Buzz, how the hell are you? What you playing and what you drinking?
I'm good. Hanging out. Wonderful 70s and rainy. It's nice. I feel like I'm in Philly.
Fuck.
All hail
Black.
Embiid.
Blackthorn apple cider. Playing some Division. The Madden 17 League with Digital and Reaper. And, of course, jumping on for some Battlefield 1.
I got to say, you guys have really carried that Madden thing through, the three of you there. I've been impressed that you guys have continued to do that.
And it's the top posted topic on the forums.
Yeah, you guys talk a lot even, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's really weird to have people who you want to game with and conversate with outside of the gaming session. It's a very odd concept.
I'll have to put an end to that real quick.
Yeah, no shit. By the way, you can see that Madden post at forums.grimreapergamers.com.
So,
throw
John,
the plug in. Get it done right now. Yo.
Because I'm a professional here, I looked on the Xbox website. So if you have EA Access, Battlefront is free still, right. I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have EA Access, it's actually on sale. It looks like for like $12. And the season pass looks like it's still on sale for $19.50 for the 4 map packs. And one of them's a Death Star. You can't go wrong with the Death Star.
Oh, that's nice. You got Bespin in there too. That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to talking about the gaming nights, shall we? As always, refer to the events calendar at GrimReaperGamers.com/events to see what we're up to. But here's a little overview. As usual these days, Monday nights are Titanfall 2 night. That is even going to be happening through the holiday season, meaning the 26th and the 2nd of January. There will be Titanfall nights coming up. And Grex is usually hosting that.
Yeah, that's been going pretty well. They've been getting a full private room going, playing a lot of private matches. It's a pretty big hit with GRG right now.
Everybody jumped on when that price point was at $30, which I think it's back down, isn't it? Didn't you see that, Lala?
Yeah,
back down?
You can get the digital for $35 now. So
yep, they jumped back to that for the holiday sale, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Which is a pretty good deal too, because that comes with free DLC. All the DLC for Titanfall is free, so it's a pretty good buy.
Yep. Well supported. Like what they're doing there. On Wednesdays, as usual, it's community night. You'll see a combination of Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and sometimes if Iron Banner's big, Destiny will be resurrected.
Is it streaming?
Is it streaming?
Yeah.
It's streaming.
Currently, we're last night we focused pretty much on Battlefield. And I got to say, the Xbox side, we had a completely full party going. Unfortunately, Battlefield hates us and separates our squads to different teams. But regardless, we managed to have 16 people playing on one server, so that was pretty cool.
And with people wanting to get in, I think, last night,
yes.
right?
Yeah, we had people wanting to get in.
We had people rotating in and out. I mean, that room was still full when I called it a night at 11 Eastern.
Yeah.
There was still, dozen at least?
Yeah, a lot of good games. And the scary part is GRG is usually top of the scoreboards.
Yeah, until they split us all up.
And Johnny was riding in Tongpo's tank, as usual.
That's 11 p.m. BST, please.
You give me shit about that, but at least I find something that works and stick to it.
Yes, sit in Too Fat's tank and
shoot.
Like points.
Let Too Fat do the work. I mean, come on, that's a Battlefield. That's a metal nightmare.
I know if I die, the Mac's going to revive me.
I just get to recreationally shoot. It's great.
Doesn't matter if there's enemies around, but
Yeah, I had somebody revive me in front of somebody 3 times before I finally died. It wasn't any of our guys. It was a random on the server. God, that was funny.
You died in Battlefield? That's shocking.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I'm shocked. Just doesn't happen.
Yeah, actually, can I tie into that from last night? Because I would like to say screw off to Digital, who is bored with shooters as he goes 24-8. If Johnny or I went 24-8 in a game, I would never play the game again because I'm never going to do that again. I will never match that. That would be my high. I'm dropping the mic and walking away.
Pull a Costanza.
It'd be screen capped and posted.
Yeah, no way. And he's like complaining. They were like that he's bored. If he's so bored, he should be producing.
All right. So Friday nights, also alternating between Battlefield 1 and Titanfall. Usually get a room of about each going, don't we?
Yes. Yes, we have been running Battlefield. A couple guys run that. Just some random stuff. Nothing official. Grex has usually got a Titanfall room going. And lately, Quantum's been running a rogue hunting night on Friday nights. So if you're looking to play some Division and riding some coattail of a guy who knows the Dark Zone in and out, definitely join in on Quantum's rogue hunting night. It's a good time.
It is a very good time. I can attest to that.
I threaten to shoot everybody I see.
He knows every nook and cranny of that map. Every little alley, everywhere.
Yeah, if you're looking to gear up, it's a good way to get in there, and he'll run you around, and you'll be geared up in like no time.
So there we go. 3 games on Friday nights, including the Division. So coming up in January, on January 6th, Friday, January 6th to be specific, Omniscient Shark is going to be running his second movie night that he's invited GRG to. I believe They are talking Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I think the second movie is up for a vote. I don't know that vote's been collected.
Critters, Krull. There's some real classy movies that are up for a vote.
Yeah, I think he's going B movie on that, isn't he?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Wait, are you telling me the Krull's a B movie?
Yeah. Not saying B movies are bad. I love some good B movies. I don't know.
I figured Nebraska, that's like Oscar contender out there.
Now, I missed the last one. So how does this work? If you want to explain to people in case they.
The site is called rab.it. Rabbit, basically. What it allows you to do is it allows you to share, like the host can share his screen, bring up Netflix, YouTube, whatever, bring up a movie, shares the movie, and then everybody can be in a chat room together while they're watching the movie. And it's really fun. You can communicate, you can crack jokes during the movie, whatever you want to do. It's actually pretty good quality. I was in on second feature at beginning of December when they watched Muppet Christmas Carol. And it's really fun. And it's got, we had some GRG and a few other people. There's some people that follow Shark through his Twitch channel, and they joined in as well. Good crew of people and had a lot of fun. So, just chatting back and forth, really easygoing people. Had a lot of fun talking about the movie and cracking jokes and stuff. And just, kind of like a movie night, only it's, the room is a virtual room from just about anywhere.
So it's like a low-rent Mystery Science Theater kind of. If
you want to take it that route, you can crack a lot of jokes about it. You can go the Mystery Science Theater route. I actually wouldn't mind having a Mystery Science Theater night once the new episodes drop on Netflix sometime next year. I'm a big fan of that shit. So anyway, always a good time. And finally, we got a couple of GTA nights coming around. Digital is going to be hosting. I'm going to be joining him for Christmas night, the 25th. If you're around, if you're sick of the in-laws, if you haven't quite gotten passed out drunk yet, join us in Los Santos. Hopefully the snowballs and shit will be around. We can throw them at each other. Just have some fun. We're going to start an open room and see what happens from there. And then we're also going to do that on the 27th, that next Tuesday. So a couple of GTA nights to take advantage of some of the new stuff. We got that that new pack that just came out.
I'm hoping Santa brings me an insurgent because I want to run you fuckers over.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope Santa brings me... After seeing the Knight Rider version of their car, or their version of Knight Rider, I hope Santa brings me a shit ton of shark cards.
Yeah, what's that, like $5 million or $5 million shark?
5.25 million. I think what I calculated is you've just got to basically get the $100 shark card because it's gonna take a $50 one and two 20s at the very least just to hit that. The $100 one is $8 million anyway, so.
But it has rocket boosts and a parachute.
The parachute. What if it has David Hasselhoff's apparel? The black leather jacket, the red T-shirt,
with the voice. If it has the voice in the car, that would be great.
That'd be really cool. I don't think it does because
I don't think they paid for that licensing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if they did. All right, so for other events, check out the events page at grimreapergamers.com. Gaming news, a little bit short with the holidays. The big thing is brace yourselves. If you get money for Christmas, this is a great time to get it because we got Xbox, Steam, and PS4 all have sales going on. We mentioned Titanfall's back to $35. Yes, Jammer?
So Steam sale started today, right?
I think at least Xbox and Steam did. I don't remember if PS
did. Did you pick anything up yet?
Not yet, but I got my eye on a couple things.
Oh, what do you got your eye on?
Well, I told you I was looking at Planet Coaster. If it had a discount, it's down to like $38.14.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to drop below that. So you're definitely going to get that?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that. It's under 40.
Okay, so and you're the host of this podcast, right?
Yeah, well, that's what they tell me.
So people rely on you for valuable information, right?
Yes.
I mean, like they trust you. Like when they're driving in their car, Johnny says something, and they say, "You know what? He's the host of a podcast, so he's not lying to me," right? I mean, that's really your job as a host, right?
I don't know I don't remember anybody saying that was part of my job description.
I bring you Exhibit A from last week, and if we were sophisticated, I'd have the clip playing when you said, "I'm not buying anything else until Ghost Recon Wildlands.
I
And
remember that.
I even said, whoa. I said, Steam sale's coming. Are you sure about that? And you said, yeah, there's nothing on my radar. I got plenty.
I forgot about Planet Coaster.
Well, no, wait a minute. So are you interested in Astroneer?
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't even realize that was coming out.
Well, but so now our audience doesn't know if they could trust you or not. It's bad enough you hedge, but on top of that now, you're not a trustworthy individual as a host.
I didn't tell anybody not to buy it.
No. But you gave information. Now, how do you know? How can anybody believe right now that Monday is Titanfall 2 night? Who knows? You're not trustworthy source anymore.
That's right, folks. There's no Titanfall 2 night on Monday. We're full of shit.
Who knows with our host? He hedges and he lies.
There's no rogue hunting on Friday. We just turn on you and kill you.
Well, I do that to Johnny on a daily basis, but
yeah, like during this fucking show.
Oh, you should have seen the saliva. Like I was just like a rabid animal with all like the buildup when I saw that you were about to buy something, because I was not going to forget that you said that on the last podcast. All right, I'm sorry. Moving on, since
But there are some really good deals.
There are some good deals. I mean, Planet Coaster's pretty good. Deus Ex, I saw the newest Deus Ex is down to $20 on Steam. I don't know if Xbox is going to match that at some point, but
this is what I've come to find now with the Steam sales compared to what it used to be. What it used to be to me is I would wait to see if the price would get lower. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
No,
once they set the price, it stays there.
Yeah, what you get on day one, that's it. And I miss the flash sales because that was half the fun of the Steam sale.
Just waiting it out. Like Planet Coaster, I know it's not going to go lower.
That was what fucked up my budget with the Steam sale every goddamn time. But they've saved me money by not doing that shit.
So it's like I see a price and it's not like before the old way where I would be like, oh, I want that, but let me wait to see if they're going to drop it a little bit more. It's pretty much that's the price you're going to pay.
Hell, that was more fun than some of the games I bought.
That you still haven't downloaded.
Some of the games I bought haven't been near as fun as the waiting game and trying to see if that little gamble you take, that little game of craps.
The summer sale in the past, I would be sitting on the beach on my phone when I knew the flash sales were changing to look it up to see what was there.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just, it's still great. I'm not knocking the Steam sale, but the enjoyment to me isn't the same because it's pretty much, this is the price.
Yeah. Once noon hits day one, it's over.
Yeah.
All the anticipation. You had daily anticipation. Sometimes every, 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
For those 3 or 4 that would go on sale. If
Lala could use his pull as a big time gaming community website owner and talk to Valve, we'd appreciate it.
Once this is done, I'll give him a call and see what we can do.
Well, good luck. There's been, for the last 2 years, there's been a lot of bitching about that stuff, and they haven't changed the damn thing.
The Adam West Batman days. He's got that red phone. He's got multiple red phones to all these different companies because he's a high roller in the gaming industry with his website.
Yes,
still the best Batman ever.
Anyway,
all right,
and even that Batman could beat Superman. But go on.
Other news in this really sparse gaming news edition.
I mean, Christopher Reeve is in a wheelchair. Of course, he could beat Superman.
Ben Affleck beat Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefront DLC, the Rogue One DLC, has been reported to be having problems. Sounds like that the previous deal, some season pass owners, the previous DLC packs have been locked. EA did issue a workaround, citing reissued licenses as the root of the problem. Some cannot unlock the HUT contracts for the medical droids. Some have an exploit to the U-Wing phase of the infiltration mission. Several issues going on. And man, I mean, that game's been out a year.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that DLC though.
Which DLC is this? Like which
this is
number?
The Rogue One that
just the fourth one, the last one.
Okay, so this is it's not like it's the first release of DLC, and you just released the major movie. You released Rogue One just came out, so people are going to want to buy this DLC after watching that. And
maybe they heard that you hated it, so.
yes.
By the way,
with
don't
your
listen to Jack. Rogue One is a great freaking movie.
I didn't say it was terrible. I just said it was okay.
We're getting ready to do our new movie review podcast with Jack.
The end of there was one scene at the end of the movie that saved it.
Oh, saved it.
Worth the price of admission.
I could watch that, and that last 3 minutes, I could watch hours and hours and hours over and over and over.
An endless loop.
Just like episode 10, same type of thing. Well, since I have the DLC, what's funny is that that's the one map that I haven't played yet, so I cannot confirm or deny there's a problem. I played the other 3 map packs. I will say with the season pass, what I found interesting is it never goes into the map rotation, which is good in a sense because we've talked about when you have DLC map packs how it can segregate the community. So what you actually end up doing is you select, like, I want to play Death Star DLC. And then what it does, it'll rotate the modes on that DLC pack. So you don't get those maps added in to your normal rotation as I move my hand around like somebody's looking at me as I do this.
And you talk about me pointing to each of the spots during the introductions and shit.
I'm not the host.
You're the co-host.
Not today. I was third.
Yeah, you're still co-host. I just mixed it up.
Special guest.
Yes. Okay, so I have not played. I have not played the Rogue One DLC. I played the other 3 maps. They're pretty neat. The Death Star is awesome. I mean, it's just awesome to have the Death Star. Yeah.
Oh yes, a little extra news there. The Forza Horizon 3 DLC. Jammer, what's that called now?
It's the Blizzard one. The Blizzard pack?
Mountain.
Is it Blizzard Mountain?
Mountain.
Blizzard Mountain DLC just came out.
The trailer looked excellent. I mean, this is a fun game. This takes Forza. It kind of lowers the simulation of Forza. It makes it a little bit more arcadey. I don't know, racing a Lamborghini in a snowstorm looks like it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to get this one. I wasn't planning on buying this, but I watched the trailer and I'm like, I'm all over it. I'll get this. Hopefully,
plus the graphics look really good with it too.
It's a beautiful looking game.
Oh, the graphics on that, especially on the Xbox, are just like wow.
Yeah,
I think that's hit about peak.
If you're looking for a racer for the Xbox that's not super crazy with the sim, this is the one to get.
And I said on the previous
checked out PC.
The Play Anywhere works very well because I played it on PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really need to try it on this NVIDIA card I got. It looks great on the Xbox. I can't imagine what it's going to look like on this damn thing. So, all right. And like I said, news is a little thin. I think there was a rumor about Nintendo specs. I'm not even going to get into that until I think we see a little more info on that.
You let me know when you talk about Nintendo. I will make sure I'm off that cast.
Same.
Well, they were talking like I don't know what they say, a 40% decrease when unplugged from the base.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
No one cares.
GPU.
No one cares.
Yeah. Who knows?
Moving on.
Anyway, so let's get
John,
to our
I'd like to talk about it more now, please.
Oh, no.
Because Jack wants to move on.
I will promote
There's
you
not much
to
to say.
PS4 team lead.
I think I just said everything that was said about it, so we'll see. Anyway, let's get to the roundtable topic for tonight. We're going to talk about games of the year 2016 as we hit the holidays. 2016 is coming to a close. We got just a little bit over a week left. Let's talk about what was great in gaming for 2016. Let's start with what this community is mainly all about. Although we have a lot of genres we play, we still always come back to the shooter. And it was pretty good. A little bit of new stuff, a little bit of sequel/rehash. A lot of shooters out this year. You have Battlefield 1, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Titanfall 2, Overwatch, Division. A lot of, Division, I think, blurs a few lines there, but still a shooter at the heart. Let's go around the table. What'd you think? What was your best experience for 2016 for shooters? Jack.
I mean,
or Jammer, go ahead.
Jeez, I try and speak just because I called him a liar. Jesus Christ! Now I'm gonna
hit mute.
take a full. Well, I mean, I've played all of those that you mentioned, minus the Call of Duty title, and it's actually really amazing how the mighty have fallen. I mean, overall, I just couldn't get into Overwatch at the time. Division is still a really beautiful game, but it had that flaw in it where it just kept repeating. I mean, Battlefield 1 is just a fantastic game, but you have to be able to enjoy a different pace than a Call of Duty or a Titanfall game. It's a much more slow, methodical game, and not just run and gun, respawn, run and gun, respawn. You're looking at 20 to 30-minute matches. So, I mean, for me, it's clearly, been Battlefield. I do hate how our squads get split up, but that's just a skill balancing type of thing.
Jack?
Okay, yeah. As far as the shooters, I played Call of Duty. I played it a little bit for the beta, and I played it this weekend for the free edition, and I just can't get into it. And I don't know what it is. I think I'm just completely 100% burned out on this game. I can't even give it a fair shake if I like it or not. We've been playing Call of Duty pretty much straight since Modern Warfare, the original in 2007. So, I don't know. So I that's just not on my list. I just can't play it anymore. And personally, for me, I'm done with Call of Duty unless they reinvent themselves. The others, Titanfall 2, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not into the mechs, the Titans. And if you're not into the Titans, then why play the game? That's pretty much what you're playing for. I think Overwatch was a great-looking game. It's really neat. It's unique. The gameplay is definitely different. My only issue, I had two issues with that. I think there was the repetitiveness of the game modes, just constantly playing the same thing over and over, and the AI-assisted turrets. Like the guy puts out the little robot turrets, and it just pisses me off. People shouldn't be getting rewarded for computer-assisted kills. The Division, I enjoyed that. The single-player playing up through the missions. What killed it for me was endgame. The end game was repeating the same stuff over and over and over again. I'm kind of getting into it now because we're just kind of fucking around in the dark zone, and I enjoy that. But as best shooter of the year would definitely be Battlefield 1. It's my favorite so far. It takes the Battlefield. It feels to me like they kind of mix a little bit of the Call of Duty movement and speed to it. It's a little bit faster than previous Battlefields. And the other nice thing I like about it is it takes away some of the craziness. Like, you don't have all these different attachments. Like, you're basically using a rifle with iron sights. You don't have any crazy perks, crazy attachment, any crazy helicopters or weapons. It's just back to basic shooter, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I love the destructible environment. So, for me, Battlefield 1 is my game of the year.
Short Bus.
I agree with Jack. I think from a sequel perspective, Battlefield 1 offered the best differentiation from the previous title. Going back to World War I, simple weapons, simple vehicles, and they just keep building the destructibility from one title to the next. Now there's actually destructible natural environments with the Earth bridge on the desert map. So it's just taken it to another level. Playing Call of Duty on the beta, I haven't been into that. I haven't been into that series since Advanced Warfare, so I just got burnt out on that as well. I really enjoyed the Titanfall 2 campaign. The single player campaign is probably the best campaign I've played in 2 or 3 years. Ranks up there with the original Battlefield 3 campaign, which I thought was probably one of the best campaigns I've played as I've been playing Xbox. But for me, the metamorphosis of the Division from, AAA release, critical mass, and then having the end game problem, and them committing themselves to reinventing the game. It would get my vote just because I have the most fun playing it. But I think from a game of the year perspective, Battlefield 1 wins hands down.
Short, that is way too much smart talk for the audience that we have. So if you could tone down and be a little dumber, the audience will appreciate it.
Division bad, then get good.
There, see, that's our audience right there. What about you, Hustler?
Division has its moments. I haven't been into as much as you guys. The time
You
period
own
kinda...
every game, so I mean, you might.
Wait, John, what level are you in Division?
I'm 13. I had that spring was just not good to me, but let's face it, a lot of people dropped out in a short time. I do think it's got some real fun moments to it. The Dark Zone has some interesting moments. It's good. It's not great. Overwatch, I think about the same thing. It was a lot of fun for what it was, kind of that, I guess that was more like an arena type shooter at times. I think some of the overpowered turrets and stuff kind of really killed that for a lot of people, self included. You know, when you get around the corner and just get decimated by something sitting there, it kind of takes a lot out of it. Infinite Warfare, the beta lost me. It just plain lost me. I've said it before. I'm not going to rehash it. It just lost me. Titanfall 2, good for quick matches, but Battlefield 1, it's just, I feel like it's the best Battlefield since Bad Company 2. It's the most fun I've had in that series since Bad Company 2, easily. Between the destructible environments, the gameplay itself, they did speed it up just a little bit, but not enough that you don't recognize it's a Battlefield game. It's just, I think it's just miles away the better shooter out of all of them. I don't think it's even close.
I will defend you a little bit on the Division, even though we give you a hard time on that. That game, unlike Battlefield, if you're ranked 6 and other guys are ranked 50, it's, besides the weapons, you can still play. But when he got behind and Division and everybody else is up at level 20 or whatever, it just, unless he wants to go and just be a bullet sponge and keep dying while we progress through the mission, he wasn't really playing the mission anymore at that point. So that was the problem with the Division, is if you fell behind your group of friends, you were out of the game. And that's what happened to John with that.
But I think they have a really unique approach to the cooperative missions, where it scales based on the average of the group. So you're right. If you have 3 guys that are level 30 and Johnny's coming in at level 13, he's going to get the average. He's going to be competing. He's going to be firing against bots that are level 28, because it's only going to scale down, 2 percentage points for him, where the rest of the group would be 30 and they would be comparable enemies. So since the change, it does make it much easier to power level people in the PvE perspective.
It's been a lot more accessible since they've switched some things up lately.
Yeah,
Right.
We got John from 6 to 13 actually from doing that.
I would say, as someone who never plays single player, I would not want to be power level through the Division. It's actually worth it to go play, definitely through the main course of the game. I did enjoy it. Up till I reached 30, beat the game, then it kind of lost its way. Then
all hell breaks loose, yeah.
It lost its way. It just didn't have the content to support actual end game stuff. So that's what kind of killed it for Game of the Year. But I thought it was a fun game. I still enjoy it. I think, like I said, I enjoy the Dark Zone and the tenseness with running in the rogues. It's just a good time.
Hey, graphically, how they have the whole city of New York basically with no load screens, and the graphic detail in that is
gorgeous.
It's a work of wonder. I mean, there's no loading when you go from one section of the map to another. It's so well done that way.
How about
it was just the end game.
The new mode, Survival, when you walk into a car that's snow covered, you hit it and the snow falls off the windshield.
Yeah.
It's kind of really neat.
It is one of the most gorgeous games, even up against like Overwatch and Battlefield. That really holds its own in that category, definitely.
Just the lack of load screens, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And normally that type of game, when you go from one section of a map to another, you get that quick little, you got to wait that load screen. Not this, man. It's like you're in the city.
Yep. It is nice.
And I do think that they, with the other DLC, so being a season pass owner, I have seen, the 2 patches and the DLC. So, the arrival of Survival does give you a completely different experience than playing in the dark zone or playing, in the open world. So I think they've understood what, where people need to go and how it needs to progress for it to get better, because there is still one remaining DLC pack that they're going to release, prior to the arrival of Wildlands.
Oh yeah. So it's a good year for shooters overall, but I still think, and we all agree, best one is Battlefield 1 in this case. So moving to the next category, we have best MMO RPG. I'm not sure I agree with the first game being in this category myself, but
I don't agree with this being together, because like we don't have The Witcher listed, but that's really an RPG. Who did this?
I put the list together just to put something in there, but
I put a little
I
bit
think the first
too.
one definitely belongs there. It is an MMO. It's a multiplayer online game.
Okay. I guess I see what you mean in that respect.
See, you guys.
The game we're talking about is Ark, by the way.
You guys are used to playing the smaller private servers, but when the game first launched, we were playing on the public servers where you had to actually communicate and deal with other tribes. So and it was persistent. It was all night, 24/7. So
I guess the reason why I've had trouble thinking of Ark as an MMO is because right now Ark doesn't have a story. It doesn't have a big story right now. Usually an MMO or an RPG to me has, it's a big prevailing story that's part of the world around you that you're working through.
And you need to collect 10 flowers.
Yes. No, I would say this definitely falls under an MMO when you play it on the public servers. You're definitely playing and dealing with other people.
Do you know how many MMO nerd and neckbeards are like pulling off the side of the road right now that you just call this game an MMO?
It absolutely is.
Yeah,
I mean, what does MMO stand for?
Think about
Massively multiplayer online.
And so how many people can play on Ark at one shot?
70.
So
please send your hate messages, private message to Lala on Grim Reaper Gamers.
I think that this actually qualifies. I mean, no, is it WoW? No, it's not WoW. But you're dealing with 70 people.
I guess that's what I always associate with MMO.
And
World of Warcraft.
That's not the case anymore. I mean,
the Old Republic, these are big, Elder Scrolls Online, they're big story based. I guess I just, Ark to me is more survival than story. But I see where you're getting at this. I'm just not sure I'm on the same page in that respect.
They're kind of considered two genres now. No, because there is a whole survival genre now. I mean, there's tons of survival type games that like Digital and John like. That's a whole category in and of itself now. Rust, DayZ,
Astroneer,
7 Days to Die. I mean,
7 Days to Die.
There's tons of them now. You go on Steam and holy crap, man, it's like pages and pages of just survival.
Yeah, I mean, and the original Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
In its base mode, granted you have creative mode, but it's in its base default mode, it is a survival game. So that's where I tend to put that type of game as survival, its own genre. But okay, we'll keep going on here. So Ark, the World of Warcraft Legion expansion, Star Wars: The Old Republic, Knights of the Eternal Throne. We've got, as Jammer put it in our agenda, Kahura, which is Black Desert Online. Now we know what Grex's vote would be.
Is that naked fishing game?
Yeah, that's his AFK fishing right there. Yep.
Well, if we base the what was the best MMO just on trailers alone, Star Wars wins. Hands
Star Wars
down.
wins.
Every single trailer they ever done has been amazing. And Knights of the Eternal Throne, they had 2 trailers for it. Or they have more, but they were fantastic. And I wish they would make them movies. I mean, it was incredible.
Well, and there's some people who have taken cutscenes and made the Old Republic movie out of it. If you look on YouTube,
it's great.
You have the 2 brothers that are getting rejected by Dad, until finally the one turns on Dad and they fight, and one kills the other, and Dad finally accepts the kid who killed his brother. And then, the other one was the mom with the daughter.
Yeah.
So,
they just know how to sell expansions with the video content and the trailers, because anybody that's any Star Wars fan whatsoever, that that even like Jack, who you haven't played in a while and you're retired from it, but you see that trailer.
Oh yeah,
and you're tempted to go back.
And you think,
absolutely.
Do I still have a character?
I saw the trailer and I actually did install it again, and I logged in and I looked at my bank and I'm like, what the fuck do I have? It's full of shit. I'm like, no, I'm out. I didn't continue playing it, but I pretty much did what I needed to do in that game the first go around, and but the trailer is fantastic. I played a little bit of the Warcraft, the Legion expansion, but you know what? I couldn't get into it. Warcraft, I guess a lot of people are into it. It's just, it is still an old style game, and it's missing the features that modern MMOs have, and it just didn't grab me.
You still, it's just a category because it's like if you keep MMO and RPG together, I mean, it's like I said earlier, like Witcher 3 was just a phenomenal game. I never finished it, but just story, graphically, everything.
And that was a bad miss on my behalf not putting that in, because that should have been.
Well, Lala's not, because he doesn't think a single player game, so he's not really a single player a gamer. So that's never going to be something on his agenda there.
But if we had to choose our own, I mean, yeah, that's something I wouldn't choose. If I was to choose best MMO, like I said, I would go the Ark route because I think that was the most unique to me. And I felt that is a massively multiplayer online game.
Well, we've already proven that Short Bus is the smart, educated one of us. So what does he think? Because,
These would not be in my wheelhouse, so I will defer to the next category.
Jesus, I talk you up, and then you do that.
He'll
be good in the next category, though.
He'll be good in the next category. Jammer, you told me least common denominator. Better to tell them up front that I don't play these games than to weave and craft a story and then pick some shitbag game.
How many episodes have I been on? I've made crap up the whole time. Don't worry, they don't know the difference. Trust me.
Well, and for that matter, another one that was now here's the question though with The Witcher. The Witcher actually came out in May of 2015.
Was it? Wow.
Yeah, so
good job, Podcast Pro.
So there's DLC.
DLC was this year.
Yeah.
DLC doesn't count. Moving on.
Because if we're going back to 2015, we have to throw Fallout 4 into the mix.
I'd still take Witcher over Fallout.
I don't know about that. I mean, I love both.
Oh, you own them?
Yes.
We got level 5 on one and level 4 on the other.
I'm doing pretty good in those two.
Moving on.
I don't know.
If I had to pick off this list, I'd go with Ark, even though I'm not, because it's the one I've played.
If you had to pick a MMO or RPG of the year, what would you pick? List or not?
I've been playing Star Wars, and I would pick Ark just because I know how many hours.
I'd probably go with Ark. I'd go with Ark just because it's probably it's the one that I would go with out of what's actually been released in 2016.
Yeah, well, this is your decision, not mine. I mean, your opinions.
So, my opinion is Ark out of the 2016 RPGs and MMOs.
The only game you've played.
Well, so guess what?
Yeah.
But let's face it. When you look at how many hours you look at how many hours I've got into Ark on the Xbox and the PC. I think it's pretty obvious which one. I mean, I don't think anything else would even come close.
I've just found it interesting with Ark with you guys is that you play it like Minecraft in a sense where you guys, build. And I enjoyed when I was in there with you guys, but it's pretty much just, building. And then you collect toys basically with dinosaurs.
Yeah, see, that's what was different when you played in the public servers. You actually had to interact with the other tribes. I mean, you couldn't mess with certain tribes. If one tribe got too big that was going to threaten to overtake everybody else, all the other smaller tribes ganged up and knocked them down a peg. GRG, believe it or not, was pretty big on the server we were on.
Yeah,
and we were one of the most recognized tribes. And one day we came in and our beach house was destroyed because we got too big. And we had a couple of T-Rexes and guns getting set up. So, and then we moved to the tundra. But and that's where I think that the big difference with this was when you had to go and play with the other people. You play on the public servers. That's when the game, to me, really shined. I mean, as far as
totally changes the game.
In the PC version, you can actually simulate a lot of that shit too, with the with the level or with the mods for the higher leveling, where it's basically the elements that are your biggest enemy that are knocking you down a peg, whether it's a level 1000 giga or whatever, or some of the newer ones actually have opposing tribes that'll come after you. So, which is probably why I've spent a lot more time on PC. But okay. Sports game. A lot of sports games, mostly sequels. You got Madden, FIFA, MLB The Show on your PS side, NBA 2K, NHL 17, Forza Horizons 3, which we mentioned a little bit ago, and Jammer, yes, Out of the Park Baseball would definitely qualify for a sports game.
What about WWE?
Oh, WWE 2K, very good.
Yep.
That should also be in there. UFC 2.
UFC 2, yeah.
So, lots of good sports. Jack?
Yes, I played them all. I played every single one of these. No, I don't play the sport games. They're not my thing. The closest we could put to sports I put in here was Forza Horizons 3, which I love, which we said before. I think it's a great game. But as far as the other sport titles, no, I don't play any, so I don't have any answer here.
See, this one's a tough one in the sense that they're all quality. Like the 2K series is fantastic. The Madden series seems to be doing really well.
A lot better the last few years.
FIFA's supposed to be. I wish I had a PS4 for MLB The Show. They're all really solid games. There's nothing there that's weak.
And they're evolving how you stay involved. It no longer is it just come in and play the game and play a season and that's it. With Madden, you've got Madden Ultimate Team, so it's like building your own fantasy football team. You've got the draft challenge where you draft a team one time, play against other people online for a maximum of 3 games, and you're getting in-game rewards. Same thing with FIFA. They've, shortened up the seasons, gone into like a shootout mode and an all-star game. So I think the sport genre as a whole is constantly evolving. But I think if we look at this list, me being a Madden player and probably logging more hours in Madden than I have, the only rival would probably be the Battlefield franchise. So, I thought 17 was a step in the right direction. It added up a whole new slew of features and adds a whole different perspective with the differentiation in online competition. It's not just one game and you're done, or one season and you're done. The franchise mode where Digital and Texas and I have been, we've now gone through 2 or 3 iterations where we've moved past one season, had to re-sign free agents, draft new talent. So there's definitely stuff in there to keep, even the casual fan, but I don't think casual fans are buying these titles.
See, I'm always lately with the sports games. I go more with the be a player type mode. Mm-hmm. And now I haven't played the show recently, but that's really well done how they do that. 2K, I love 2K. It's a fantastic game, but they continue to force feed me is having to follow their story. So it's not my player. It's basically being their player, what they want the story to be. And so that hurts me that way. NHL, the my player, you get on the ice, you play, and then that's it. I think the show's probably much that way. I mean, NBA does give you like situations like, that you have to keep your schedule and stuff like that, where the other ones are you're just playing. I don't think Madden's really not gotten the be a player.
No, there's really, and I think that would be really tough in that scenario, the be a player storyline. But they have evolved other things like, big moments is another one they have, where you basically have your team and you're inheriting a big moment from the past season. So like the Raiders are down by 3, have the ball at the 25 and need to drive to kick a field goal to win, or field goal to tie, or a touchdown to win. And then you're rewarded with in-game currency if you if you succeed, and then that helps you advance your team or your owner or your coach, however you want to look at it. So I think when, outside of the player mode, there's, a lot of options there, but I think that's the one piece that I don't know if Madden could approach would be, how would you do a my player story?
Well, and what the show has done to top it off is that one of the biggest problems of playing that mode is that every year when a game comes out, you got to start fresh. And in 2K, you really you start out weak, but the show lets you carry your player over now from one version to the next version, from my understanding. So your creative player that you had from last year's The Show, you could import into this year's The Show.
And you could do that with their franchise mode as well.
Yeah, which is great, because that's the problem with the sports games. When you're doing franchise mode or be a player mode, you play it, and then the next version comes out, and you feel compelled to get the new version, and then you start all over. You
have to wipe and start over. Yep.
Yeah, you never get through everything because other things come up, and you start playing other games, and then you start fresh every time. So that idea of carrying things over is really, really cool to me.
And I think the last football game to really have that kind of mode was NC2K, or NC2A 14 was the last one to have that, and my son played the hell out of it. I played it a little bit, but I was more into the show's version of it. This year was a really good year for sports games. You had a lot of good stuff in Madden, MLB, NBA 2K, the Forza Horizons, Out of the Park Baseball, the PC simulator, which while it doesn't have the big graphics and the great realistic looking gameplay, sim wise, it's shit. It can almost accurately predict a season, and it was one of Metacritic's games of the year. So, personally, I have to I got a tough time between these two. MLB The Show and Out of the Park, with Madden very close in that respect. I think the nerd in me is going to take over and give Out of the Park my best sports game, just because it is that damn good as far as simulation goes, and playing it from the GM, the manager standpoint, all that is just a blast. And I was raised on tabletop baseball.
Yeah, same here. I used to play Status Pro baseball. You probably played the Status Pro was a Sports Illustrated version. Yeah,
Status Pro was king.
Let's talk about this for a little while, because that Jack will really get mad and bored. The Z cards, remember the Zany cards?
Yes.
The Z cards,
I loved them.
Crazy play happened.
Yep, I loved it. I mean, simulation top down, and I think Out of the Park really captures that for me. So that's going to be mine, with a real close second to MLB The Show, maybe even 1A, just because it's that damn good as far as baseball in video form.
Yeah. And then Out of the Park, you can create and start from any season. I mean, it's, to me, the same type of way. It's not a console game. Most of our audience, they're not going to get it like we do. And can I just interrupt real quick?
Nerds.
And be very lucky that Jack and I are not flipping out, because Wentz has gotten hurt, and our idiot coach continues to go for things on fourth down all the time, and then they don't never convert. So I'm being really calm right now when I don't want to be.
Hail Peterson. Hail Peterson.
Oh. Said no one ever.
Oh, God. So I mean, even though it's just me and John, but Out of the Park is just phenomenal.
And like Short Bus said, Madden,
Yeah, I'd probably go with Madden, or, the UFC game isn't new. It was a sequel, but it does have.
Yeah, but all these are.
Yeah, but I mean, just in terms of like investing time for me, it definitely has to be Madden. But there's a couple YouTubers I follow who both went through the show full season, create a player, my story mode, and that just for being PlayStation.
What?
I don't know that if it's enough to get me to migrate or purchase an additional console, but it definitely would be cool to have something like that on the Xbox One side.
I'm sorry, I wasn't muted, and I thought I was muted.
It would be great to have that on Xbox One. It is the reason I own a PS4. Plain and simple. It is the reason I own one.
That's the only reason I want a PS4 is because of that game.
Yeah. So, and last category we have here is best new IP. Now, the gaming industry seems to get bogged down in same old. So we wanted to feature what's new out there, and kind of put a spotlight on that. What did you think was great out of the newest stuff, the newest properties out there? Jack, do you want to rejoin the conversation since we kind of took you out of it in sports?
Waking up here. Best new IP. Out of the three, I have Overwatch, The Division, and Ark. I think The Division strived to be something that it just missed. It was looking to be like the next Destiny and looking to have like MMO light style game. It was close. It looks great. It was fun, but I don't think it was the best. Overwatch definitely was unique. It was something different from Blizzard, and they made a big change to shooters. They got past like the standard modern combat shooters. They made it a little bit more fun. It looked great, but it just overall, the repetitiveness of the actual game modes kind of knocked it down a notch. So I would say Ark, out of the games this year, to me, was probably the best new IP for me, just because it was so different than anything else you played. I mean, it was not a shooter or anything else I played normally. So I give it to Ark for the best new IP.
Jammer.
Well, luckily my mic still isn't muted as I complained about the Eagles to my wife, and I'm a professional here. I thought I had muted my mic and I didn't. I'm right with Jack, actually. I mean, The Division was really cool with the idea they did. They took the idea of Destiny and kind of molded it a little bit differently. And though I'm not a big player of the game, Ark is still early access game, and you guys have pumped thousands of hours into it. So it's hands down, it's Ark to me. And it's hard to find. It's hard to find a new IP. I'll just say that that's a problem. Everything is just repeats of everything.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge with this is you look at any of the releases and saw a sequel.
Yeah, unless you're willing to go PC or indie on the indie on the consoles, and let's face it, Ark is an indie game. Although it's getting really huge now, it's an indie game. And so unless you're willing to go indie or PC based, and a lot of that's indie as well, you're not going to see unique stuff.
You get more new IPs in the PC than console versions. More. Yeah,
but even the bulk of that is independent studios. Mm-hmm. It's not coming from EA. It's not coming from Activision. It's not coming from Ubi. We have one. We actually have one entry from Ubisoft, but the vast majority are not coming from those AAA publishers. All right, short bus. Before I
yeah, obviously the hours I put into The Division, it was great. It was a good change of pace. I liked. Even though only playing limited time of Overwatch, I liked the fact that it was cartoony, it was different. The fact that they've kind of molded it into competitive seasons made it really nice too. But I liked Steep.
Oh, good call.
To me, Steep,
and that could have technically been on our sports game.
Still could have been, and probably my fault and as an oversight to leave that off the sports list. But to me, it is at the heart, it's a skiing, snowboard, it's an extreme sport game. But the fact that there hasn't been anything like that in, probably since the SSX franchise, which, died out half a dozen years ago.
Steep is a dangerous game when you're playing it. And you're just trying to beat your score. So I need to get X amount of score, 3,000 points, and the next thing you know, 2 hours are gone by, and you're trying to beat 8,000 points.
Right. It's
on the same damn run.
Like one of those time sucks where it's like a casino. You don't know how much time has gone by. It feels like it's 15 minutes, but you look up and it's 2 hours later. So that would be my vote. Would be Steep.
Okay. Do I even need to vote?
No, moving on.
I think we know what I'm going to say.
Let's see if you waffle on this.
Yeah.
No, it's Ark. I mean, I liked what Overwatch did, and I like what Division did, especially after coming back to it recently. I like what they've changed there.
How
and
would
they're
you know
fun.
what they did before?
I knew what they did a little bit before.
6 levels worth.
Anyway, I liked what Division was trying to do. I think, Jack, you're right. It did just come short of what Destiny was looking to do. Although I think Destiny came short of what it was really trying to do as well. That's something we've hashed numerous times. The Overwatch was really neat, stylized, had some good mechanics. Like I said, the AI turrets and stuff just killed it for me. I haven't really gone back to see if they've improved any on that. Maybe that's my mistake. Maybe that's just the game didn't grip me until, before Fall's releases hit. So, I mean, it came out, late spring? And, it had a short window, but they kind of messed some things up there. So it was good, but I got to let the hours speak for themselves. Ark. I mean, I've played other survival games. Probably the closest I've come to being sucked in is Minecraft, but not even that got me as interested as Ark does. I mean, for something about the whole thing about Ark, whether it's playing on a big public server with you guys when GRG was playing on that public server, and like you said, our beach house got demolished after we pissed them all off, or back up in the tundra when nobody really could get to you, versus private servers with like Digital and Body Farmer, or playing on the Xbox private server, or playing with my kids now. They're getting into it. So that, for me, hands down, best new IP. It's not even close.
And John would know because he owns practically every game out there.
I do not own every game out there. Not even close. Look at all those arcade titles. I haven't even touched any of that shit. So, all right. So, good year in gaming. Actually, a little more consensus than I thought we'd have on these lists, but hopefully 2017 is just as tough to pick winners as 2016 was. So, Jack, Jammer, Short Bus, thank you guys. Really appreciate you being on the show.
Are we really here, or are you lying about this one too?
I'm lying.
He's voice acting.
I'm very good at impressions. So, anyway, thanks guys for being on the show. I thought it was a great show to close out 2016, because our next show is not until 2017, recording on January 5th. Who knows what we're going to talk about then?
I kind of have an idea. But anyway.
We'll know on January 4th.
January 5th at noon.
Yeah. Sometimes it is January 5th at noon.
We're a professional podcast. We're prepared.
Yeah. Just like me, professional co-host who mutes his mic.
No stranger.
I'm no stranger to podcasts.
All right. So we want to welcome all the new members who have shown up at GRG's doorstep. Hope you enjoy your time here. Fill up your friends list. It ain't hard to do here.
You didn't read it all.
Get into the forums at forums.grimreapergamers.com. Like I said before, check the events page out at Grim Reaper Gamers. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Grim Reaper Gamers. Follow us on Twitter. Jammer, what's that handle?
It is grgamers.com, and spell out the .dot. Short Bus gets it. He's a smart dude,
Also, we're on player.me, and as usual, we are on Twitch, twitch.tv/Grim Reaper Gamers. Need to see how that host thing's working. They've had that host thing in for a while where somebody else is on, it'll pick them up, and need to check that out once in a while, see how that's going. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Remember, check us out on iTunes, Google Play. We have the podcast up on YouTube the next morning, every Friday morning after we record. Thank you, Jack, for doing all that work, because sounds like that takes a shit ton of time. Smack that peen against the subscribe button on YouTube. Check out our shenanigans, our past episodes. It's all there for you. YouTube.com/Grim Reaper Gamers. All right. For Jack, for Jammer, and for the Short Bus, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Get your game on. Good night, everybody.